Back with Bobby and JJ Radio. We have a repeat offender, Mr. Abel Longoria of Goosehead Insurance. He's hanging out with us. He's a co-host of the Bobby and JJ Radio show, talking about insurance. So, was it March or April that we had? Was it March? It was March.
It was April.
April.
And it happened twice. April 12th. I will not forget.
Yeah. D-Day. D-Day for insurance agents.
That was the D-Day, yes. Well, agents, not so much. Adjusters.
Adjusters for sure.
Yeah, the people that go out and have to actually assess the damages. Woo.
Yeah. So this is I heard the most expensive storm in Texas history. Is that?
I don't know about Texas history, but definitely Bexar County for sure.
It was a hail of a storm.
It was.
It was a hell of a storm. And there were two, actually. There was another one that happened like a week later that people forget about.
Hail?
Yeah, that was also, it was like the number 3 biggest hailstorm in San Antonio history. So, I mean, it was like a gnarly week.
Hail, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. It's going to continue.
Yes.
So what can we do? Because I know clients are just my clients that are getting houses, they're freaked out. There's all these claims that are they're happening during transactions after. Talk about hail. Talk about some stuff that the public really needs to know now that we've gone through this crazy storm.
Yeah, and it's funny. I mean, you're not going to know there's anything wrong on your policy, or if you should have an insurance policy, but you're not going to know that there's a bad policy until it's too late. And especially now that we're coming into hail season, now it's just a good time to just check on a couple things. Make sure that you're not going to have a really negative, nasty claims experience because, I mean, now's the time that we're going to start seeing these things come out. The first thing there's 2 things you really need to watch out for on the roof. And the roof is the number 1 most common thing that you're going to have a claim on your house. You really need to protect that because it's not a matter of if we're going to have a claim on it. It's going to be when are we going to have a claim. So the first thing you need to watch out for is a depreciated roof schedule. And companies like Allstate are going to have that. Farmers has a new plan that has that. Even some of my companies that I write with, I don't do this, but every company for the most part could potentially have a depreciated roof schedule. And
that for layman's is like when you get a car and you drive it off the lot, it's worth less. And so when you get a total, they're going to give you less.
Right.
So your roof is worth less and less every year.
Every year, exactly. They're going to pay, the insurance company is going to pay out less. So yeah, you'll see exactly like on Farmers, it'll say year 2, we're going to pay out 90% of what we normally would. Year 3, it's going to jump down to 85. And it's literally in your policy. So just, ask your agent, hey, is this a depreciated roof schedule or is it a full quote unquote replacement cost is the jargon you want to use, but ask them, make sure that you're good on that. It's going to be hard for you to look at it on your own on your policy. You need to actually have a conversation with your agent. So make sure you have full roof coverage. And then the next one, and JJ can attest to actually how bad this one is. This is what it's called is wind-driven rain.
Oof, that hurts.
Yeah,
it hurts to even talk about.
It is a big, real nasty gray area on insurance. It's not something that you're going to see coverage for. Or see on a policy ever. It's just you have to ask your agent hey, is this included? And then they'll tell you. But what it is it's a leaky roof. So
the actual shingle is covered, but once it flaps up and water gets through, all the damage to that is not
exactly.
covered.
So a standard quote unquote hail claim is when hail damages the roof. There's a hole in the roof. You can look from the attic, see out, and light coming in. That's quote unquote insurance hail damage. You would think that what JJ just described is kind of damage over time, there's pounding effects and then the water will get underneath and slowly you got some leaks. You'd think that would be hail damage. It's actually called wind-driven rain in insurance.
And that's not covered under...
Nope.
On basic policies, Allstate's not going to cover that. Farmers isn't going to cover that. Like any policy that has an A, like if you see an HOA, HOA plus, anything like that, it's not going to cover that. You need to look for HOB, or HOC, HO3. I know that's a lot. It's complicated. The best thing to do is just ask your agent, hey, do I have an actual cash value roof and do I have wind-driven rain coverage? If they say no, call me.
Quick takeaway. When should you get lawyers involved? Because there's a lot of our clients that, me included, I want to go after the insurance agents right now. I'm seeing the insurance right now, but just I've been denied 3 times.
From lawyers?
No, from adjusters.
From adjusters. Well, when that happens, it's really when you get denied.
Well, he did try to claim that he had an original Mona Lisa,
right,
and it was damaged.
It was. I always keep it on the roof because I want to show off the helicopters.
So, they'll probably deny that one. We're talking in a situation, especially like this on the roof, if the payout is a lot less. And I promise you, the only situations where we're going to have people actually filing, trying to get lawsuits is on what I just mentioned. Actual cash value where they thought they had coverage, they have a ruined roof, and it's not covered.
So the
at
roof
all.
was too old.
or the roof is too old and they have to pay an extra $8,000 to get it fully replaced because the insurance company depreciated everything else out.
Yeah.
So you have those, you should be good. But if you do have a situation like that where the insurance company's not paying enough, you have a lot of extra burden out of pocket, that's when you might want to get a lawyer involved. But I mean, you're still gonna have to pay lawyer fees and all that fun stuff. It's just best to handle it up front. And I can probably save you money than what your current policy has and give you both of them anyways.
So either way, call Agent Abel at agentabel.com, or you can contact him there, or you can call him at 210-760-0341. Again, that's 760-0341. This is the best insurance agent in San Antonio, bar none. All the real estate agents and lenders, we love him because he gets the best quotes. And like Bobby said earlier in the show, he does all the work for you, gives you the best options. We're going to take a quick break. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I think Bobby's still on MySpace. And you can be a friend of our show at bobbyandjjradio.com.